Hi everybody, this is Jen from Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio.com. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make an edible Candyland game board cake. This is a really fun game that's been around for years and years and years. It's quite popular with kids of all ages, and I thought, how cool would it be to make it into a cake? So let's get started. So there's a lot of areas to the Candyland cake that I'm going to show you today. So what I'm going to do is do each segment at a time, and I'll show you the ingredients for each of those at the time where I'm moving on to the next part. So what I've got here is the game board piece laid out, and the cake is two 12 by 18s stacked together. If you don't have a cake pan that large, use 4 9 by 13s to get the exact same shape done here. So I'm going to be using a Wilton number 5 tip in order to pipe the pathway. And I'm also going to be using green buttercream with Wilton number 233, which is the grass tip. And for this beginning stage, I'm going to be using a whole bunch of different colored Starburst. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my vanilla buttercream, and I'm just going to pipe a pathway where I'm going to put my Starburst down. So it's quite similar to the game board, just not as much of an intricacy here. I'm cutting out a couple of the little turns. I'm going to end it there. And then once I've got that laid down, I'm just going to start to put my Starburst right beside each other, so they're touching all through, following the entire pathway. So when I've got the whole pathway done, I'll be back to show you the next step. So now that my pathway is finished, what I'm going to do to make it stand out more is I'm going to outline around the outside of the pathway. But before I do that, I'm going to put on the grass in the sections that need the grass. So the grass is going to come from a top here. And remember that this is the finish and this is the start. So we're coming across the top here. We're going to go all the way inside here, all the way inside here, all the way inside here, and probably to about here, where we're going to cut it off right there. So I'm going to start up here, and all those parts that I just showed you are the areas that I'm going to cover with my grass. So I have my grass finished, and now I'm going to outline my outline the path here, and I've switched the tip to a larger one, and it's a number 12 tip. So I'm just going to gently squeeze and just follow the path all the way around the board. The next part I'm going to be showing you is Rainbow Trail. Now Rainbow Trail is a shortcut in the game, and it's located around this area. So what I'm using are rainbow Twizzlers cut to about 3 inches in length. So I'm just going to place them just like a rainbow, up like that, in the order red, orange, then yellow, and the green, and the blue, and then finally the purple. So working on that. And then the next area we're going to be doing is peanut acres. And for peanut acres, we're going to be using peanut butter chips and peanut butter marshmallow. So over in this section is where peanut acres is, where Grandma Nut resides. So I'm using my marshmallow peanuts that I just found at a local grocery store. They also make those circus peanuts, which you can also use. They're just a little bit larger in size than these ones. These ones are a little bit smaller, but both of them will work just the same. And then I'm just going to fill up some of the empty space around the peanuts with these peanut butter chips. So next over here, we're going to be working on Gumdrop Mountain and Gumdrop Pass. So for the Gumdrop segment, I'm just using giant gumdrops here and then little teeny tiny ones that are kind of flat. So what I just do is I take those, and in my buttercream, I'm just going to press it down. I'm just going to use a variety of the colors and a variety of the sizes to make sure I get all sorts of different, like a different look here, so it's nice and bright and colorful. So I'm also going to go in here and use again some of these littler ones, filling up all the spaces and using a variety of colors. So that is Gumdrop Mountain and Gumdrop Pass. Next up is Peppermint Forest, located in this corner. I'm going to be using mini candy canes, peppermints, white rock candy crystals, and edible glitter for this section. I'm going to start by laying down some of the candy crystals. Now these are just like crumbled up rock candy, you know, that kind you can like grow yourself on your own stick and whatnot. I'm But I bought them in bulk. I ordered them from Amazon. So if there's any of the candies that you can't find, always check Amazon. It's really handy. So I'm just going to fill in some of this space here with the rock candy. And I'm going now to take my mini candy canes and poke them in. Of course, Peppermint Forest is where Mr. Mint lives. So he hangs out over here. And some of the peppermints in like this. I think I can get another one there. And some more peppermints. Now, just to give it a little bit more of a kind of a mystical look here, I'm going to take some of the edible glitter and just going to sprinkle it over top of where my rock crystals are. Let's give it a little bit of shine. So that is the Peppermint Forest. The next area we're going to be working on is here with Lollipop Woods, where Lolly lives. So I've just got some of the round lollipops and some of the flat lollipops to use. And you can just put them in at different heights. You can do some low and some up nice and tall. And just fill it in like a forest of lollipops. Just like this. And then the forest is going to travel a little ways down here as well. Some different height and some different shapes as well. And it will be complete just like that. Next up, we're going to work up top here at Snowflake Lake, where Princess Frostine lives. We're going to be using the white rock candy crystals again and some snowflake sprinkles. So I'm going to put my candy crystals down first, laying down my ice, I guess it would be, on the lake if it's frozen. So we're going to fill that all up, this whole area here. And put some more down, and then make sure that there's enough room for your snowflakes to stick as well. Throwing the rock candy everywhere. So I'm going to put my snowflakes on here, sporadically scatter them, just like that. So that is the little lake here. So the last obstacle in the way before the end is the chocolate swamp in this area where Gloppy lives. So I'm going to be using large peanut butter cups, mini peanut butter cups, some multiple colored Hershey's Hugs, and some little mini Hershey's Kisses. So I'm going to put a big one here and another big one there in the center. Then all around these ones, I'm going to make sure that I fill it in completely. So I'm just going to put a little dot there and a little dot there because I want to make a stack here. So I'm going to put another one on top and one on top there, and then another little dot on top of that and another dot on top of that one, and I'm going to put a Hershey's Kiss up on top of there. So as I was saying earlier, I want the ground to be completely covered in chocolate. So I'm going to alternate between using some of the kisses and using some of the hugs, and just make sure it's covered completely around the outside there and around the inside right into here. So the last thing to put onto the cake is the finish, which is the candy castle. So I'm going to be using mini ice cream cones, and inside of them is just one of those larger peanut butter cups that I had. I'm going to be using these little mini jellies again, some rainbow sprinkles, and then some more buttercream. So I'm going to put up my ice cream cones first. So I'm going to put the 3 up here. So this is where you want to get to when you finish the game. You want to get there first. Then I'm going to pipe the top on, and I've just got a star tip on here. I'm just going to pipe a little top so they look a little bit more victorious, and like that. Then I'm going to put a couple sprinkles on there. Just randomly place these ones. Let's do a couple to show you, and I'll finish them off afterwards. And then all around the ground, I'm going to put the rainbow sprinkles because it's a big victory. It's a really colorful area, so you want all the rainbow sprinkles to cover the ground entirely. So I'll do that all the way around the cones here on all the sides. Lots of runaway candies in this one. Now I'm also going to make a little tower. I'm just going to put a couple of these little jellies like in a stand. Might need to use a little bit of buttercream in between them just to give it a little bit more of a grand entrance here at the front. And then on the top you can even put a little yellow one. Steal some buttercream off there and poke it up on top like that. So I'm going to finish that off, and then I'll be back to show you the finished cake. So just as a finishing touch, I put a little border of Smarties around the cake just to kind of finish it off. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today on how to make an edible Candyland cake board. It's a lot of fun. It's such a fun game as it is. So grab your characters, grab your cards, and put this cake together and have a great time with the family. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all again next time.